and welcome to Electra Complex. I am Anthony Electra. Tonight, the President has increased troop presence in Kyrgyzstan. This on a day that a car bomb was detonated in front of a Kyrgyzstan hospital, killing 23, and only 3 weeks shy of the 2-year anniversary of our involvement in the Kyrgyzstan Civil War. Many in America are wondering if this is worth the cost to human life. Joining me tonight via satellite is Omar Sen-Serif, the author of the New Jersey Times bestseller Misjustified, The Deception That Led Us to the Quicksand Pit of Kyrgyzstan.
Thank you for having me.
U.S. Representative for South Carolina, Chester Panorama.
It's good to be back, Tony.
And Professor Emeritus at the University of Sacramento and world-renowned expert of civil wars, Dr. F. William Pennyfarthing.
Hello.
Mr. Serif, let's start with you. The latest poll says that 60% of Americans want us to leave Kyrgyzstan. 2 years ago, 60% of Americans wanted us to go to Kyrgyzstan. Your response?
Well, now we know so much more than we did then, and so does the public. Before, so much of the information was suppressed because it didn't support the campaign to go there or because it supported caution and restraint. Now that that's coming to light, we see how misguided the whole campaign was.
Mr. Panorama, you famously supported the war and voted to send troops when it came to the House 2 years ago. You're one of the few representatives who has not publicly changed his position towards the war. Why is that?
Well, as you know, I support our continued presence in Kyrgyzstan because I believe what we are trying to do there is just. They've been battered by civil war for over a decade now, and our presence has brought some stability to the region. To those 60% of Americans who wish to unilaterally pull out all our troops right now, that would be a catastrophe. And the only people who think that are those who, well, thankfully, it's not their decision to make. Because they have no perspective on the data to decide whether or not this war is just.
Then why did you vote against the recent troop increase? Why haven't you brought that up?
I don't support an increase in troops right now, because I believe our presence is where it should be. Are you shocked that I voted against party? Something that you could never do. You've got all the complex political understanding of the Phantom Menace.
Ooh, them's fighting words. You're comparing me to the worst of the Star Wars sequels?
Worst? You think the Phantom Menace is worse than Revenge of the Sith? Well, Revenge of the Sith has got to be the worst of the three. Hayden Christensen is so unbelievably bad that I won't watch a movie with him in it. Even if it had all of my favorite actors and he was in it for 5 minutes, I still wouldn't watch it. He's so bad, he turns good actors into bad ones.
Mr. Serif, your response.
I have to disagree with the representative. I agree that Hayden Christensen was awful, but I actually thought that Revenge of the Sith was the best of the three. It wasn't great, but Attack of the Clones has got to be the worst. It made no sense. I mean, Anakin takes Padme on a date to another planet? What is that? And the battle at the end where half of the Jedi die so easily? Quickest death of Jedi ever. I mean, at least Revenge of the Sith has that opening scene with the dogfights, which is the only thing in any of the new movies that is anything like what the old movies were all about.
Dr. Pennyfarthing?
If Mr. Serif thinks that's the quickest death of Jedi ever, what about Order 66, where every Jedi in the galaxy was shot dead like a punk? But getting back to Phantom Menace, everyone who says that Hayden Christensen's acting was bad has clearly forgotten about how bad Jake Lloyd was. His acting was less than amateur. It was terrible. Why would they pick him for such an important part? His acting was unspeakably bad. He would have gotten kicked off a detergent commercial for acting that badly. And any movie that brings Jar Jar Binks into the world has got to be the worst of the three. Jar Jar's in Phantom Menace the most, therefore I say it's the worst.
Mr. Panorama, your response?
Well, I don't think you can blame Jake Lloyd too much. Yeah, he's bad, but he was just a kid. He was like 10.
I blame the director for choosing him.
Well, fair enough. And I agree that Jar Jar Binks was an abomination. He was supposed to be the comic relief, and he wasn't funny. Now, R2-D2, he was funny, and he was just a trash can that booped and beeped. Jar Jar was just annoying. And then, in the Attack of the Clones, they made the stupidest plot twist ever and blamed the Clone Wars on Jar Jar.
See, I actually liked that.
You did not like that!
I did. I thought that was Lucas listening to his fans and their hatred of Jar Jar. He took this hated character and made him responsible for the fall of the Old Republic.
But that's so stupid, because it makes everyone an idiot for listening to him. This guy with an IQ of 2 who gets his head stuck in stairway banisters, let's listen to him.
Mr. Seraph, do you have anything to add?
I, of course, agree about Jar Jar. I think Jar Jar is what went wrong with Star Wars. He's CG, he's got no inner depth, no inner conflict. He was just a clown that went around doing stupid things. There was no reason for it. And he could speak English, which was a huge mistake, because at least if I couldn't understand what he was saying, it would have been more bearable. I should point out that even though I think Attack of the Clones was the worst, if it weren't for Darth Maul, Phantom Menace would easily be the worst. At least with Revenge of the Sith, it wasn't boring. Naboo, boring. Attack of the Clones, boring.
What about Dooku versus Yoda?
That was okay.
I think what we can all agree on is that the first 3 were way better.
Oh, yeah, sure,
No,
absolutely.
of course, yes,
I mean,
yes.
Without question. Which do you think is the best?
Well, Empire.
Blasphemy.
I'm sorry, gentlemen, we need to take a break. We'll be right back here on Electra Complex.
But I'm like, well, kids?
They're not kids' movies, man.
Well, George Lucas is what says that. So.
George Lucas. Well, you can't.
God, don't even get me started on metachlorians.
I mean, it wasn't great, but Phantom Menace. I don't know where that came from. I hate them both.
I'm gonna go put pants on.